longest time, I considered you one of the top professional wrestlers, not only in the United Kingdom, but in Europe. But your recent actions, well, they've told me something completely different. They're telling me that right now I'm not addressing a professional wrestler. Hell, I'm not even addressing a man. I'm addressing a boy in a man's body. A boy who wants to play wrestler. A piss pot worker. An indie wrestler.
6 years ago, Nathan Cruz, you might well have been what you consider today a shit ass. You might well have been what you consider today an indie wrestler. Through hard work and determination from yourself, you made it as a pro. But don't think for 1 second that you did it all by yourself. I'm talking about guys like Robbie Brookside, Frankie Sloan, Robbie Dynamite, Dean Allmark, Doug Williams, the guys that took the time out of their busy schedules to guide you and give you help all those years. You would not be where you are today if it wasn't for them.
So you've stood up to us. You didn't sit on the fence. No, you spoke up and you stood up to screw indie wrestling.
All these young wrestlers that you brand as indie workers and shit asses, they could be pros if you would get down off of your high horse, get down off of your pedestal and stop looking down on them and branding them.
I really want you to think about what you're fighting for.
I'm fighting for all the young guys, all the new guys that are too afraid to stand up to you because they're afraid that they'll be branded, buried backstage, and branded with bad attitudes.
Because what you're fighting for is the destruction of an industry. An industry in which you apply your trade. And if this plague continues, of this defend indie wrestling, if indie wrestling continues, what happens to people like you and me, Paul? People who are professional wrestlers as a full-time living. I want you to look at your pregnant girlfriend, Paul. I want you to think about not being able to provide for your family. I want you to think about Mark Haskins and his family, Rampage Brown and his family. What happens to them if this continues? Would you be responsible for their children not eating? Would you take the food from their children's mouths? Would you take the food from your own child's mouth?
And you have the nerve, you have the fucking nerve to bring my family and my unborn child into this as a way of justifying your actions.
Just think about it, Paul!
Listen real closely. 29th of September, I want you to bring your best. Because I am planning on beating the living piss out of you, Nathan Cruz. Mark my words. 29th of September is going to be the most painful experience of your life.
Screw indie wrestling. I'm a pro.